Hello, Hoodcal Nation. How's it going? It is time for me to join another draft league. It's I think this is like I join a draft league like every 4 years, so it's time. I've got to at least get a draft league season in with Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, because I think I've done a draft league in every game up until Scarlet and Violet. I've not done one yet. So we're joining the P4G. I actually don't actually know what that stands for. I should probably learn what that stands for, but it's a lower tiered Pokemon draft essentially. So you're not really going to see Fluttermane and any of the typical higher tier Pokemon you usually see, and I think that's really exciting. I've never been in a draft like this before, and I think it'll just lead to more interesting content ultimately, and I'm really excited as well because I'm joined by my friend Jamie. He helped me. He helped me in my previous the last draft I was in. I came second, which is the furthest I've ever gotten. He helped me build my teams in that, which was obviously a huge part as to why I performed so well. I think you also helped me in the Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee draft that I joined, and
yeah, I did. Yeah,
I came third in that one.
I helped you draft in that one, but I didn't help you draft in. Was it the WBE?
Yeah, I think that's what it was. Yeah,
I just built your teams in that one.
I also did like a little mini Pokemon Stadium tournament recently, and I won that with Jamie's help. He basically like helped me pick out the Pokemon. So Jamie and I are joining forces again to I mean, just do this draft thing. Jamie, we also have Ray in the front office, but I don't know if Ray's going to be contributing much. But yeah,
he'll come in with some fun comments and a cool set every now and then.
Maybe, yeah. I hope so. So I'm gonna switch over to this screen. Today we're just doing a little simple draft analysis. I think a week from today, this video going live, is when the first battle will go up. This is just going to be us talking about the Pokemon we chose, why we chose them, and stuff like that. If you are maybe new to draft league content, hello. I'm probably not the best person to explain it. It's basically just like I think the way it used to work is they used to go based on small gun tiers, but now it's literally like they have like they tier, or there's a point system that some drafts use, but there's like a tier system, which is why this Mianchao says T1 next to it. And you know, they put Pokemon in specific tiers, and you can choose a specific amount of them. It's a snake draft. It's a whole thing. I'm sure most of you guys know about it already. It's a format that was created by Magnitude like over a decade ago at this point. It's like it's probably the best way to play Pokemon, honestly. I love draft.
It is amazing. I love it.
Yeah, it's so much fun because you just go back and forth. In terms of like the actual draft, we were second to choose, which was really good because it meant that we got to almost choose back to back. So we always got like pretty good choices, I think. I think we only really got sniped on one Pokemon, I would say personally, and that was Sylveon. We wanted Sylveon, but or Ribombee, and we didn't get either of them. But besides that, I think we're really happy with our draft, all things considered.
Did we want Ribombee, or was Ribombee just an idea? I can't remember when it went.
It was Sylveon.
I know that we definitely got drafted, not drafted. We definitely got sniped on Sylveon.
It was Sylveon, if not Sylveon, Ribombee. If not Ribombee, the Pokemon we actually got, I believe, is what the order was.
Okay.
So yeah, we got our third choice, unfortunately. But I mean, hey, overall, we've had a lot of ideas for this draft. Like I think early on, what was it? We were talking about like a grass type or something. I forget which one it was. It was like a really I need to go back in our messages.
Yeah, I have no idea. It was so long ago.
Yeah, we drafted like a long time ago at this point. I'm gonna scroll back up really fast.
Was it 2 months ago?
It was about.
Or was it a month ago?
It was a month ago. Oh, Hydrapple. We were thinking about Hydrapple at one point. For like a regenerator core, or also potentially a Moongus, but you'll see.
Oh yeah, that was it. Yeah.
Yeah, we never. We thought about Moltres at one point. Lots of like Registeel as well. Lots of like different Pokemon, but like we actually never got sniped for the most part. Those were just ideas. So our first pick here that we're going to talk about is Mianchao. This was like the only Pokemon that I actually like chose.
Picked yourself.
Yeah, it's like the only Pokemon I actually chose because, like I said, I was the second to choose. The only Pokemon that had went previously was Crocodile, which honestly, if Crocodile wasn't chosen before me, I might have went Crocodile instead of Mian Xiao.
I think we can count that as a snipe. Because
Yeah,
we were
I think
like,
so.
yeah, let's get Crocodile. Because I will make anybody I'm building a draft for get Crocodile. Because I think it's just the best Pokemon of all time.
Oh, I love Crocodile. Yes,
so
I can co-sign that. Is so I agree. Crocodile is amazing. He's like, he can do everything that you need him to do. He's such a good Pokemon. So you could count that as a snipe. I don't really. Yeah. We unfortunately didn't get Crocodile. But I decided, hey, my playstyle is priority moves, U-turning, what other Pokemon than Mian Xiao. I also just really like Mian Xiao. That's actually a common theme with this draft, is it's a lot of Pokemon that I just really like, which Jamie was conscious of as well, which is really, really considerate. I didn't know that until he told me earlier. They was like, oh yeah, I was trying to suggest Pokemon you also liked. And I was like, oh.
Yeah, the draft is what is it you said, very Callum coded.
Yeah.
But that was by design. Like, I tried to make a good team. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I think everything's got a purpose and everything fits. But I also wanted him to use Pokemon I know that he likes.
It's really, really kind.
Which I think, when we get to the end product, makes it even more impressive.
Yeah, absolutely.
That it is a good team.
Yeah, it really does. Like, if you look at it from a glance, you're like, oh, of course Callum would have that team, and you wouldn't think it would, like, just like, if I'm just choosing my favorites, like, oh, you're maybe not necessarily going to get the best results, but they actually are really good Pokemon. But yeah, Mian Xiao, phenomenal mon. I think it got even better in Scarlet and Violet, because I think it gets like Ice Spinner and stuff like that. It's
yeah, it's got Ice Spinner. Did it not get Ice Punch?
I'm not sure, honestly.
I don't actually know.
I don't know. I mean, Ice Spinner's a bit stronger. I mean, either way, I love Mian Xiao. Love the Regenerator baby. Could also
nice and versatile as well. Like,
it could be special attacking too.
Yeah, could be
if we.
I mean, I guess given the fact that the power level of everything is pretty low.
Yeah.
Like, it's not. There's worse things you could do.
It's not the worst, but I mean, I remember running Flamethrower on like Drudigan just to beat a Kartana, because it did more than Fire Punch, even though Drudigan's like special attack is like base 30. It's like stuff like that. Like, that's why I love draft so much, is because you literally just come up with so much creative stuff. Like, Mian Xiao has got a lot going for it. It's not just a one-trick pony. So I'm really excited about Mian Xiao. It's one of my favorite Pokemon. It changes on the day, but I would say it's top 5.
It's just a fun mon.
Yeah. Love this cat. Second choice is what people claim to be.
Oh wait, did we get? Oh yeah, we did get this next.
Yeah. This isn't in terms of the order that we chose them, because this is in order of the tiers of the Pokemon. We didn't actually choose our Pokemon in order of like, oh, tier 1, tier 2, tier 2, tier 3, tier 3, tier 3. We chose them a little bit sporadically. A lot of people actually did this time around.
Yeah.
Like Joey, for example. He chose a tier 2 first.
Really smart.
Yeah, he was like, all of the tier 1 Pokemon are good. I don't care what you guys choose. I'll choose whatever's left over, and I'm just gonna get the good lower tiers first, which is very smart. He got a head start on that.
What I told you to do as well.
Yeah. So that's what we did. I don't remember if I think Skeletor was one of the first that we chose. We were thinking between.
We definitely got it in the first 3. It's just I remember we got a tier 4.
Yeah,
in the top 3.
Yeah, I know which Pokemon it was.
Yeah. Because I was going to mention that, because we had an idea to have a regen core just to make Callum's team really obnoxious.
Yeah,
we've got, we do have another regenerator, so like there is potential there.
Absolutely,
we'll get back to that. We'll focus on Skeledirge just now.
Skeledirge, what people claim to be the best starter Pokemon of all time, I think I might agree. He's so good. I honestly had to double after choosing him. I was like, wait, is Torch Song allowed? And they were like, yep, that's fine. And I was like, oh my god, really? Okay, fair enough.
Like, this thing is nuts, especially not being a tier 1.
He's a tier 2
it's like,
Pokemon.
Okay, you're stonewalling every single setup. You've got Torch Song, which is a stupid move. It's like, it's got recovery. Like, okay, yeah, it's weak to rocks or whatever, but who cares about those? Yeah, it's so like this mon was built specifically to beat Zacian. Like,
really? Is that like?
Yeah, Zacian was a menace in Battle Stadium singles. And look at Skeletor's typing and look at its stats. Like, it counters every single move that Zacian runs.
Nah, I'm better run Crunch, bro. Watch out.
Oh, I calced it. Zacian can't can't 2-hit KO Skeletor's for Crunch.
That's crazy, dude.
But which is why I know that its stats are fine-tuned for Zacian specifically.
That's so funny. I mean, I believe it, dude. I believe it. Pokemon.
I think it does. I think Zacian does 49% max. So I'm like, yeah, this is on purpose.
I believe it, honestly, dude. Just, like Pokemon actually like do like so many like little coincidences like that. They even down to stats. So I actually believe it.
Yeah, people think that they only balance for VGC, but not. Like Battle Stadium singles is the most popular format in the game. So a lot of the balancing is done for that. That's why Mimikyu got in there, because it was so good in Battle Stadium singles. Because everybody was like, why would they break the skies like this? Like, it wasn't even that good. But it's because it was such a dominant thing in that. And I'm pretty sure that's why Skeledirge is the way it is.
I believe it.
Yeah, this thing is, I think this is by far like the best Pokemon available in the entire like draft. Like,
you think so?
It's so good.
I think you should have been in tier 1.
I don't even think it should have been allowed.
I'm surprised we got it, I'll be honest, because like we got Mianchao, the draft had to go all the way down, all the way back up, because you know we're at the top, just under Playmore, and we had to like hope Playmore didn't take it either, and then we got it. So yeah, we got the Dirge, definitely the Dirge, and also a tier 4, which we'll talk about later. Really happy I managed to get him. We were also thinking about Moltres, I think, if we weren't able to get Dirge, which Moltres is, I think he's decent, because you can, you know, heavy duty boots kind of saved his ass a little bit. But yeah, that's Skeledirge, one of the greatest to ever do it. Next up is another Pokemon I'm very familiar with. I like this Pokemon a lot. Shaman. I've used it in draft before. Very versatile Pokemon, 100 base stats across the board. Pure grass type, natural cure ability. So you know you get status, you can just switch out, and it's clean. Really like this mon. I'm super.
This was one of the ones where I picked it because I know that you like it, but also I was like looking for things. So Shaman we actually drafted quite late into things.
Yeah, actually, all things
maybe
considered,
like over halfway through.
Yeah, we didn't pick up Shaman until like a little bit later, which was surprising. It was still there.
Shaman for me was because we didn't get Sylveon.
Yeah.
Because I wanted Sylveon as a special wall, and special walls were kind of sparse. And Shaman, because it's got 100 in everything, fit that role, and also its move pool's deep enough that you can make it offensive, or you can make it like a subseeder, or you can, you know, I think it gets Healing Wish. I don't think it gets regular Wish.
I think it does get Healing Wish, but I don't. So many moves change over the generations too, but I'm pretty sure it still gets Healing Wish.
And some of these are moves that I just don't think about because it's not a format I play.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just, this one was one I was like, yeah, we want this for its stats more than anything else. Like just a solid, good, well-rounded grass type. And its signature move is so powerful.
Yeah, I was gonna say Seed Flare is just comical. I love that move. So excited to be you know, running up with Shaman, one of my favorite Pokemon of all time. I mean, I don't particularly love this form of it. I like the Sky form of it more, but still, it's Shaman. I like Shaman. Well, I don't understand why everybody likes the little Chia Pet one more. It doesn't make sense to me.
Because look at his little fat body.
Yeah, he is funny.
And the other one's too spindly.
What do you know? He's cool. He's like a reindeer.
It's like a little spindly greyhound.
But yeah, Shaman, not much to say about it else. He's really, really cool. One of my favorites. And then next up is Regidrago.
This is one of my favorites.
Yeah. I will say, upon choosing this, Joey was very fearful. Joey had a few choice words.
Yeah, what was he like? Everybody who hasn't immediately drafted a fairy, what are you doing?
Yeah, he was like, I'm surprised people didn't immediately draft a fairy after seeing that this monster get chosen. I didn't know this. Regidrago is, I guess, considered at least in singles, the best Reggie, or maybe it's just best in draft because he's got a lot more coverage now, right? Or just a little bit more coverage.
He's got Earthquake and Earth Power now.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know, because wasn't Regieleki banned to Ubers?
I don't know. I mean, Regieleki was in a lower tier than Regidrago for this draft. That's all I know.
Yeah, because it can't Terra.
Yeah.
Although I do think it was still untiered. It was still mistiered.
You think it should have been in the same tier as Regidrago?
Yeah, because like it doesn't, like they're only gonna have one ground type or one grass type. Yeah, more than likely.
Which is why
I was like, we should get Regidrago, because one, it's a nuke. They're likely to only have like one fairy type. If you go Scale Shot, or it gets Dragon Dance, right?
Yeah, you should do. I'm pretty sure it does.
Yeah, Dragon Dance, Outrage, or even just Choice Scarf with Dragon Energy. You just have to eliminate one piece from their team, and all of a sudden this thing is just killing everything. Again, because the power level of the opposing mons is so low. Like think of it as like RU basically.
Yeah. It's so insane to me that Mianshao is RU now, technically, like, or whatever,
I have no
whatever.
idea where he lives.
I mean,
but
yeah, either Smogon has changed so much. I mean, this isn't based on Smogon, but Smogon has changed so much. It's the only point of reference I really have for singles. But yeah, Regidrago, absolute monster. I actually been using one in Pokerogue. I can confirm he is very strong. Like, he just does so much damage as long as there's not a fairy type around. So just get rid of the fairy type and then just kill everything. Like, absolute demon. This was a Pokemon I was really pushing for because I think you were considering maybe suggesting Dragalge and Registeel instead of the next pick we have.
I really like the idea of having an Iron Defense Body Press Mon.
Yeah, I love that too. Trust.
So I was like, oh, we need to get Registeel and Toxic Spikes. Because the idea being like you just plant yourself, like it's so hard to break when they gain the power level. That's another actual reason why I like Skeletor so much, because it means that the people who do have that strategy, they can't use it versus us, or at least not as effectively. But like I like that because it's like all you need to do is remove one thing, and then you've got like this big mon with like 150 in both defenses, just stacking defenses and getting stronger, and it's obnoxious. But Regidrago is obnoxious in another way. So
yeah,
I'll take that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I think I'm kind of pushed more for Regidrago and our next pick, Revavroom, another Pokemon I actually love so much. I know he's kind of just like a floating car, but he's really cool. I don't know, man.
I don't like that his body is rock.
Really?
Yeah, well, because he's not grounded. They're steel and poison. Like I like the actual engine part of it, but like I'd rather he had like weird pipe legs and looked like a spider or something than being having a rock car body. I don't know.
It's just each their own, man.
Yeah.
I really like it. I think he's really cool.
I got really high on this mon until I learned it didn't have rapid spin. So I was like, oh my god, this thing's amazing. Look at all these things it does. And then you were like, it doesn't do that though.
Yeah, we just assumed it would get rapid spin. I think I also assumed it would get U-turn, which it doesn't get, which is really sad. It does get parting shot though, which is nice. Yeah.
Which is good enough.
Yeah. This thing is a nice helper for Regidrago. Like this guy will make sure fairy types are handled. Like he will deal with them. He will deal with them in both ways. Stab poison or stab steel. He will take care of it.
Also, we've got toxic spikes on him.
Yeah.
Which is good.
We have he's got toxic spikes. I'm trying to see if there's anything else that he gets.
Toxic spikes pivoting. He can set up and sweep himself.
Yeah, I was gonna say he also gets toxic. He also gets haze. He also gets taunt. A lot of like really cool things like that. And like you said, he gets set up. He gets, I think, is it shift gear?
Shift gear, I think. Yeah.
I would hope so, man. I would hope he gets shift gear. I believe he does get shift gear. I want to double check now. Yes, he does get shift gear. So we've got plenty of ways, like plenty of things that we can do to play with this guy. I'm really excited to use him in a draft. I'm really excited that I've got some new generation Pokemon in a draft that I've not had the opportunity to play with, and also some familiar faces. Next, we have this guy, which is actually one of our...
this was our last pick, right?
I think this was one of our last choices. Yeah, it must have been. I think it was our second last pick. But our picks obviously are like 1, 2. Like we pick our picks are back to back, so it was like our second last pick. This is what we ended up getting instead of Sylveon / Ribombee, unfortunately. But we were trying to like take advantage of all the lower tier Pokemon and get good lower tier Pokemon instead of just going for scraps. So
also I am not a big fan of getting like unevolved things in the draft.
Yeah, that's fair. I was literally the same thing in my brain. I was like, I didn't want to be the guy that had him a choke or something like that,
Yeah, like I think even if your coverage is kind of like if you've got the stats to kind of like pull it off, like you can get it to do something.
I'm with you there, yeah.
And this thing as well, I like because again we haven't got to the second regenerator mon, but part of the idea was this thing is gonna spread toxic just by pivoting around because it gets U-turn.
Yes.
Anytime it gets a hit off, you got a 30% chance of inflicting toxic. Does it get toxic spikes as well? Or is it just thing that does?
I think it's just Revavroom that gets it, but it does get toxic.
But even still, like there's so many ways of just like passive damage without us having to do anything. Like you can just U-turn out to get switch initiative, they get badly poisoned.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden, like you've got your regen core that you can just switch between. And obviously that's gonna suck for your viewers, but like you'll win, and that's all that matters.
Yeah, I'll win, and that's ultimately at the end of the day. I mean, Toxic Chain plus Sludge Bomb, for example, that like stacks, right?
Kind of, yeah. It gives you, it's like, I think you've got a 51% chance of something happening.
Yeah, so like there's good like
there are different types of poison. So.
Yeah, there are different types of poisoning. Absolutely, but like you can like I can force, like I mean not force, I can raise my odds of something happening with, you know, Toxic Chain and also Sludge Bomb in conjunction, and one or the other might happen because they're both 30% chances, which is kind of ludicrous to be honest. So we'll be poisoning the opponents quite a bit, I would say, this season, which then leads us to the Pokemon that's going to help us be annoying with it. Alola Mola, our third choice.
Yeah, we got this super early.
Yeah,
because I was like, what is this doing down in tier 4? Because this is OU right now, right?
Is it?
I don't. I think I don't know. I think
I'm gonna
it
look.
is.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
So I was like, because it's got Flip Turn and it still has Scald, and it's got Wish and it's got Regenerator, and I was like, yeah, well, what is this doing down there? Because originally, right, my plan was get what's his name, Hydrapple,
yeah,
Minshao, and Alomomola, and just because there's a funny thing that the Japanese players have created in Battle Stadium singles with Hydrapple, where they run Recycle, Eject Pack, Leaf Storm. So they Leaf Storm to switch out, and then when they come back in, they recycle, and then they can do it again. So it's like a 2-turn U-turn sort of thing. But you still get switch initiative. So that's why really I was cool. Like, oh, we should try that. But then obviously it went early. But Alomomola, I thought was like too important for us to chance, like wait until later on, because this thing's gonna hold the whole team basically together on its back.
Yeah,
like you've got Toxic Spikes up, or you've got Pheasantipity pottering around, poisoning everybody, and then you set up a Wish and then Flip Turn, and all of a sudden like Skeledirge is back to full health, and then they don't have a setup sweeper anymore because Skeledirge is in front of it and it's fully healthy, and it's like, okay, cool. And it's just I don't know what the hell it was doing down there.
I think I think maybe draft players don't respect it that much because it doesn't do much else besides be utility. So like, you know,
guess, but like it does it so well.
Yeah, I love this fish so much. Like I've got so much love for this fish. I guess
there are fun things you can do with it, right? Like what was one of the things that Ray had his Alomomola doing?
That's a good in free for alls. Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah. I actually don't remember.
I had it doing stupid stuff, but like
its stats are so funny.
Yeah, they're dumb. They're not good, but like they're good enough.
It gets baton pass and also flip turn, so you know, different types of momentum as well.
What's the deal with baton pass? Can you pass anything, or is it banned?
I don't actually know. That's a good question. I would guess that we can't pass stats and we can just use it for momentum, but that's I can't confirm and have to actually have a proper read of the rules, I guess, before doing that. But yeah, really happy with this pick because I mean, again, I just like this mon a lot. It's, I don't know, I think the design's really cool, and it's just I love how fat it is, man. It's just such a fat Pokemon. So made sure we picked this as soon as we could. And then we have a fan favorite of mine, Vikavolt. I love this Pokemon. Unfortunately, he lost access to Roost, so I don't think he's going to be quite as good as he was in the last season that I did. I had Vikavolt on my team, and honestly, he was like carrying a little bit. He was really, really good. He's really nice. But he does get webs, which is, you know, something to look out for. If we get webs up, Regidrago can go crazy, for example.
Yeah, because the team so far is quite slow. Like our two fastest mons are Minshao and Shaman.
Yeah, Minshao, Shaman, and then Pheasantipity. Like in terms of our speed, we don't have the best speed on our team, but I think it makes, you know, we gets made up by the heart of everyone else. Every Pokemon on this team's got heart. Vikavolt is the slowest Pokemon on our team, but that's fine. He's a Volt Switcher as well, of course, which, I mean, that's my thing. I love my momentum moves. So yeah, definitely chuffed that we managed to pick up Vikavolt. He was a Pokemon I was definitely eyeing up, and I was like, I really hope I can pick him, but you know, if I wasn't able to, it's fine. I'm really glad we managed to get him. He's really solid. Trying to think of what else. I think his type's really unique as well. Bug Electric. He's also got Levitate. He's definitely got
Yeah,
some
it gives
uniqueness.
us a ground switch in because at the moment we've got 2 poison types and a fire type.
Yeah.
So like having something off the ground is very important.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, that's quite a lot of like heavy lifting for Shaman.
Yeah.
Which, you know, it gets. Well, I guess I was gonna say if it gets poisoned, but he's got natural cure, so he's fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, like you get the idea. It's good to have ground resist. Is the gist.
Yeah. And speaking of ground resist, Honchkrow. I think this was actually the last Pokemon we chose.
Yeah.
Then Pheasantipity prior. We got 2 birds at the end. 2 birds with one pick. Honchkrow. He's seen better days. He's not the best Pokemon. He's not as good as he used to be. Power creep is definitely.
I'm looking forward to him proving me wrong, but he was definitely the one that I was least excited about us drafting.
Yeah, I mean he gets Moxie, which is nice, but
yeah.
Listen, back in the day, back in Gen 5, I loved me some Brave Burden, Sucker Punching, Super Powering Honchkrow, Choice Scarfing him, Choice Banding him, just going crazy with Moxie. Like, I love this one.
He's got a lot of cool things that I think we can take advantage of. I'm not gonna say them because I don't want to like spoil anything, but I've got ideas.
Yeah, I mean, I think we've been spoiling quite
I just
a
wish
bit,
he had more than
but
52 defense, you know?
Yeah, fair enough. He has a lot of HP, but besides that, I don't know. He's got a good attack stat. He's got a lot of HP. He's not the fastest. He's like base 71 speed. It's not great, but it's usable. You can definitely get him on a Choice Scarf or something. He gets U-turn as well, which I absolutely love. I think he gets U-turn. I'm pretty sure he gets U-turn. Let me double check.
I think he does.
Yeah, he gets U-turn, right, bro? Yeah, you get U-turn. We've got quite a lot of momentum mons.
We've only got 3 Pokemon that don't have a momentum move.
that's a classic Callum team. I think
or 3 Pokemon so far, I should say.
3 Pokemon
I don't
so
think
far.
the last 2 have a momentum move.
Yeah,
either.
I was gonna say, yeah. Speaking of Pokemon that don't have momentum moves, so we actually get 2 Terra Captains. And our first Terra Captain is Lapras.
Oh, and they had to be the tier 5 as well.
Yeah, they had to be the tier 5 Pokemon. So it's not like we could have Terra, Mianzhou. It had to be the tier 5 picks. And earlier on in the draft, we wanted to prioritize the low. Like, it's going to be our Terra Captain. Like we need to pick up something decent. So like we decided to go with Lapras for one of them. There was quite a few. I think lower tier Pokemon that we considered. I'm trying to like remember.
Lapras was the one that I wanted the most.
Yeah, you were really like selling Lapras to me, and I think it might be the best Pokemon here, to be honest.
It's got so like its move pool's good. It's got like setup options. It's got support options. It's got cute. I'm not going to spoil them options. So I wanted you to catch somebody off guard with what I'm planning. It's just, I don't know, it's just good. It's just, and especially considering like as a Terramon being like a bulky thing with like recovery and like setup and just and a built-in immunity as well.
Yep.
Just a great Terra
phenomenal P5 pick. We decided Terra Ice, Terra Ghost, Terra Ground as our types. I believe we can change them like once or something like that. Like we get like a few. Like every draft gives people
up until like week 5 or something. I don't
something
really
like
remember.
that. There's some rule. We'll have to read into it if we want to choose to switch. I don't think we will, but if we want to choose to switch any of this, obviously we'll keep you guys updated in the actual content of the draft league. But I'm really happy with this for now. Honestly, I think Ice is solid offensive type. Nice to get some extra damage from there. Ghost is always really good, and Ground, obviously, take advantage of Water Absorb and also Ground.
Be immune to electric, and also like having the stab earthquake, because I think Lapras gets earthquake, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Lapras gets earthquake. Yeah,
because you can Dragon Dance with Lapras.
Yeah, Lapras is versatile. Surprisingly. We also considered from tier 5 we considered Berserker. That's a Pokemon we really heavily considered instead of like Reverum. Like we were really considering like a lot of different options. But we did end up going like with Lapras.
I think part of the reason that we went for Reverum was because this was when I didn't realize it didn't learn Rapid Spin. I was like really heavily trying to sell Reverum on you.
Yeah, I probably should have checked.
No, but like Berserker, like it's strong and it's like a bad Metagross, but like Reverum's got all of these.
Yeah, I mean Reverum still does have.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, Reverum still does have some stuff. Maybe in retrospect. I mean, I don't know. I think I'm happy with the choices that we got. I don't think I regret going this way.
I think our last tier 5 as well was necessary.
Oh yeah, which is Sandslash. This is our last Pokemon. Our other Terra Captain, we decided to go Ground, Dark, and Grass on his Terra types. Sandslash is, unfortunately, we thought we actually had we had a defogger with, I think we assumed or thought Pheasantipity or Honchkrow got defogged, but they didn't.
I thought Vikavolt had it personally.
You thought Vikavolt had it?
Yeah.
So many Pokemon. I mean, Shaman used to be able to learn it. I swear to God, Shaman used to be able to learn it or something. I don't know, maybe not. Either way, this is our hazard remover. Unfortunately, we only have one. I swear to God, I thought that we had like a
I was certain we had more than one as well.
So that's a little concerning. But this is Sandslash. He also gets Spikes, Stealth Rocks. He's got good natural physical defense. Really love that for him. He's another one of our Terra Captains.
For a Terra Captain as well, considering he learns Swords Dance and Rapid Spin, so he can boost his attack and speed.
Yeah, I'm not mad about Sandslash at all. He also gets, knockoff. We actually only have 2 knockoff mons, which kind of, I feel like every mon learns knockoff. So the fact that we like dodged so many of them.
Learn it?
Apparently not. Yeah, Honchkrow doesn't learn knockoff apparently. He's like a night slashing boy. Yeah.
But yeah, like the Terras, you've got to be one of your natural types. Lapras, we went with Ice because of Ice Shard.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was one of the rules, right? You had to choose one of your stabs and then 2 others. Yeah,
Sandslash is only ground, so it's just we'll
go ground.
Dark was like, Dark's a funny one. I was like, because I'm a bit not sold on Honchkrow's defensive capabilities. I was like, we should probably have
another defensive dark
type.
Yeah.
Plus Sandslash is one of the few things that gets knockoff. So I was like, yeah, I'll get Stab. And Grass just covers your defenses really nicely because you resist water and grass now.
Yeah.
Which is fun. And we don't need to worry too much about ice because we've got Lapras and we've got Skeletors.
And the Revavroom and the Alola. Yeah, I'm not too concerned. Ultimately, I'm really happy with this draft. Obviously we've not played yet, but I don't see us changing anything in terms of like free agency or whatever it's called. You get to choose you can change a Pokemon out. I don't see us making use of that. I'm really happy with the team, but if we do, then obviously we'll talk about it. I don't really like any of the options that are left available, so unless someone wants to trade with me, I think I'm really happy with this team. It's really exciting because on paper you'll look at this and you're like, wow, this team looks really bad, but like when you consider the fact that like a lot of like higher tier Pokemon aren't around and this is all like lower tier stuff, I think it's a really solid team, but I could just be biased. I remember in the last draft I was in, I'm pretty sure like they ranked when the first week ever, like they did like a ranking system of like what like people's teams that was drafted. I think my team was like ranked like the 2nd worst or something like that. And then I came 2nd place. So ultimately the Pokemon do matter to an extent, but I think it is also like the building and also like team building is so underrated, and also like how you play it. So I'm super excited to go back into draft. I always hesitate joining them because they are such a commitment. It's every single week you need to build a team, which can take hours, and then you need to record your battle and then editing it, all this other stuff. Just part of the job, I suppose, but it is a commitment, and it feels bad when you join one and you perform poorly. So then you're just like, why am I even here? I don't even want to do this anymore, man.
Yeah.
But if that ends up happening,
we'll just win.
We'll just win. Simply, but we'll just win. Ultimately, do want to just try and have fun though. Like I've learned a lot about Pokemon. Just building from Jamie, and like when we messed around and built free-for-all Pokemon, I've learned a lot from Jamie in that regard, and also Ray, which is why Ray's in here. I've learned a lot from these guys, and I think coming up with custom EV spreads for every Pokemon, it's such a fun part of the game. Like counter teaming is so fun. I love counter teaming people like in Pokemon. So
yeah, the singles players or draft players or whatever don't know the kinds of spreads that I put together. Oh yeah, Jamie, didn't you like come up with like an Incineroar spread that was like just like the default Incineroar spread or something for a while? It was, yeah. Back in the day, back in the day. I think it was in 2022, yeah. It was the top used one on Picolytics for a while, I was proud. Humbling. You also wrote the book on Belly Bolt as well, didn't you? I did. I actually, yeah. If you go on smogan.com on the Battle Stadium singles, I wrote the the analysis for Belly Bolt. What was I gonna say? What was we cooked up some crazy stuff in the last one, right? I got some of your mons to do some crazy things.
Oh my god, the Poltergeist. Poltergeist always went crazy.
Oh, that Poltergeist, the Poltergeist 6-0 where you Wonder Roomed. Was it Wonder? Yeah, it is Wonder Roomed. Swaps defense and special defense, right? So that you could Oko the Gudra.
Yeah.
Whenever I tell people about that, they're like, "Why didn't you just use Psyshock?" And I was like, "Because it doesn't KO. Like the only way to get the KO was to Wonder Room and then Shadow Ball. You needed to stab."
Yeah, I think a lot of people criticized that because they were like, it was like definitely like a hindsight Henry moment. But like, I think like when we were building, we were like trying to consider every option in the book, whereas those options weren't actually in the battle. So people were like, "Oh well, if you just did this, it would have been fine." But like when we were actually building, we built it that way for a reason, because we were considering
it was to get around Assault Vest and the other thing.
Yeah, there was so much to it that like we figured Wonder Room's probably our best choice. And I also I think it just surprised the opponent and he just didn't know what to do. So that is also why it worked, because he was just like, "What the hell? What is Wonder Room? I don't know what that is.
What the hell's that move doing?"
Yeah, let me look this up. What is that? What does that do? But yeah, super excited to have more fun in draft. I've definitely noticed myself improve over the years. Like I said, I went from like, I mean, back in the day, I would like always perform kind of like mid in draft, where I would like win the same amount of battles I lost. So I'd be like 4-4 or something like that. But now I mean, at least lately, I've been performing a lot better in any sort of like battle thing I do. Even if I do perform bad, though, I'm not gonna be too hard on myself.
You listen to my notes, which I like.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's what you just
when I used to build for Patters, I turned his win record right around. He went from being a mediocre to every single time I built for him, he top cut, or what's it called, made playoffs.
Yeah.
But he never read my notes. He'd always be like, "Oh, I don't know if I live this," and I was like, "As I told you, you do. That's specifically what it does."
Patters.
But you would read. You'd be like, "Oh yeah, I know I live this. I'm gonna do this then."
Yeah, I mean, I think I also just have a good like a good feeling for Pokemon. It's weird. Like after you played Pokemon for a while, you've got internal damage calc. It's a weird thing. Like if you play Pokemon enough, you just start knowing like if a Pokemon's gonna live or not. It's so strange. I very rarely get caught off guard by how much damage something does. Super excited for this season. Thank you guys for listening to us ramble for 40 odd minutes about Pokemon.
It's been 40 minutes.
Yeah, wow. It's been 40 minutes, man. I mean, honestly, I need
to make dinner.
I was expecting it to be longer. Go enjoy your dinner. I hope you guys are excited for our season. The first battle goes up next week, I believe, just a week from today. So stay tuned to the HoodCal channel every week for new P4G battles.